everybody. It's a live edition of Corner to Corner on Spreaker.com. Hope everybody is doing well on this Friday evening. It's been an awesome time so far. We are live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Fellas, this has been an awesome couple of days so far. Day 1 and 2 of Legends Fest is done. We just finished hearing the conversation with Bill Apter, an evening with Bill Apter, so to speak, where he did impressions, where he did music, where he did comedy, and I gotta say, I didn't know that Bill Apter could sing. All the things we've heard, I didn't know Bill Apter could sing songs. I didn't even know that Bill Apter could, I didn't know that Bill Apter actually could do impressions.
Very good. Very good. It was enlightening. I would have to say that so far, on the 2 full days, the 2 days that we had, the highlight for me was last night with Ringside with Jim Ross, followed by the first ever Fan Fest appearance and Q&A of Tony Schiavone.
And as Jim Valley from Pro Wrestling Torch said, who knew that Tony Schiavone was so funny?
Hey, man.
Hilarious.
I thought, to be honest, it was going to be the Q&A, the throwaway.
You know, the one I'm actually kind of regretting that we missed just because of the time we got here. I'm actually kind of regretting that we missed Lady Blossoms. We had the good fortune of meeting her outside of that, and I actually got a chance to sit down and talk with her while I was outside smoking a cigarette. But very nice.
Smoking's bad.
It is bad. Kids don't smoke. But a good conversation with her, just about basic stuff, just a normal small talk. That's probably the coolest part. That's what I was telling the guys. It's the coolest part of this whole event, because we've been really able to just sit down and talk and just shoot the breeze. Jim Cornette is another guy that just loves it. He just loves being here and interacting with all of us. And the coolest thing that came out of that was just, you can see his willingness to take part. Jim Ross's evening, his Ringside with Jim Ross, I enjoyed it. Honestly, I was kind of expecting maybe a little bit longer of a show from him because of what I've heard and seen as far as previews of what Ringside with Jim Ross really is. But I think they did an abbreviated version because of the fact that it was...
Well, you had 3 shows back to back.
Right, time constraints. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
But then again, even though they did an abbreviated version, time still got away from us. I mean, we were still in there last night with Jim Cornette until way past midnight.
Right,
you know?
Which was really cool.
And I think that was what led tonight with them saying, coming out at what time is it now? 11:30?
11:35 on the East Coast, yeah.
11:35. Right now, about 10 years ago, you'd be pissed off because something you were watching on TBS would be going off the air.
I used to hate that.
6:05.
Why is it 05? Why can't it just be o'clock like everybody else?
Oh, remember having to set your VCR, the recorder?
Yep.
How back, since we're reliving the NWA days, we're going to take our breaks at 5 after the hour. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we're live on Spreaker. We don't take no breaks on Spreaker.
But we got to put breaks in it because Eddie loves us, and we love Eddie.
We do love Eddie. We love you, Eddie.
Ready?
Set. Oh, he said Eddie, not ready.
I was taking a break. I was building in a break.
Oh, okay.
But Stan keeps talking, just like he does the whole time.
But
no, the Legends Fest is really cool because where else can you go and walk outside the hotel or just stand in the hotel lobby? Like right now, if we go down in the lobby of this hotel here at the Hilton in Charlotte University Place, Ricky Morton's at the bar. Not saying he's drinking. I'm just saying he's standing in the bar.
Just talking with everybody, yeah. Greg Valentine.
Other wrestlers there just hanging out. you know. And as you get to know him, like he was saying, Jim Cornette, first day we got here, you're like, hey, can I take a picture with you? He's like, sure. He'd stop what he was doing. He'd take a picture with you, you know. And so that's pretty cool. Not everybody's like that here, but you know, we're hoping to network and get some good interviews with some folks. We're getting the name of Corner to Corner out there.
Oh yeah, we've been very, very fortunate to really connect up with a lot of folks. Some of the coolest stuff was just the small talk, like talking with Jimmy Valiant. You know, we passed along our condolences about the loss of his family. With a member of his family. We talked to Bill Apter a little bit. I got a chance to talk with him about coming on the show. Let's see what else. Gosh, George South. We talked with him. He was very cool. Sunny was very nice. We talked to her. Got a chance to check out her book a little bit, and I promised Sunny I will start reading it actually very soon. We talked to her about coming on, as a matter of fact. Bill Apter as well. Tommy Young, who we got to listen to him talk. He was talking with one of the fans about just the growth of the event and how it's changed from the initial, where I think on the initial when it first was put together, the event was put together as just a free fan experience. And then as it grew and as Greg Price got better and better about getting more and more talent here, I think ultimately he didn't have a choice. He had to charge money for it, which makes sense. I mean, when you see the size of the event here, it's not cheap. It's a very nice hotel here. We were at the University Place Hotel, Hilton. University Place Hilton right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just totally mixed up the name of the hotel. Let's see, gosh. Highlights of day one. Think about yesterday. We talked about Tony Schiavone, which was cool. Really cool. What about... Golly day, man.
Mickey James' first ever
Yes.
Q&A.
And that was super cool because Mickey James, who's, by the way, very personable, and also was willing to laugh at me as I stood starstruck as she walked in the door after one of the Q&As. We're walking through. I was telling Lady Blossom, Jeannie Clark, you have to keep your head on a swivel here because you have no idea who's going to walk around the corner. We were walking out of just the convention hall itself, and as we went around the corner, there's Jim Ross and Lady Blossom just talking, chit-chatting, and there I stood, stunned. There's Jim Ross. There's Lady Blossom. Somebody kicked me in the head because I can't move. Finally, get a chance. Hey, Mr. Ross, how you doing? The first guy we saw, the first star we saw was Jim Cornette. Mm-hmm. Which was really cool because we were like, hey, Mr. Cornette. And he said hi right back.
He bought something from another fan or another vendor.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to lose more money.
He was, I think so far, he's been the most personable out of everybody. Not that people have been rude. I really, aside from the hotel staff, really haven't run into anybody that was rude at this convention. Everybody's been super cool. We met a couple of our Twitter followers, which was cool. Got a chance to kind of harass one of them, give him a hard time.
Hey, Dan, we're sorry.
Hey, man,
Hey, I recognized him in the lobby, and
I botched his name.
I told Stan, I was like, hey, there's one of our followers, so Stan went over to him and totally gave him the creeper.
Oh, man, I'm not great. I tell the guys all the time, I'm socially awkward. I can talk like this on the air just fine. In a crowd, it's kind of a different story. So, anyway, there's Dan, and he's just hanging out, talking to his buddies. And Rob's like, Stan, that's one of our followers. And I had just gotten an email from one of the other followers that we have. Last name is Chappell, I think. Anyway, Rob's trying to tell me who he is. So I walk up to him, and I get his name totally confused. I got his first name right, but I got his last name totally wrong. He just looks out, and I'm like, are you Dan Chappell? He's like, no. And there I stood for a couple awkward minutes. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Off I went to kind of lick my wounds, I guess. But later on, we were able to kind of tweet back and forth to him and just
No.
Well, Rob was able to interact with him in his own way through the Twitter account.
Because I tweeted him and I said, "Hey Dan, the C2C radio show sees you. We're here in Charlotte." And so then he passed by again, tweeted him again, "I still see you." And so he tweeted back, "Stalker."
Yeah, it was. That was probably the coolest part. I mean, not that we aren't easy to come up to. I mean, if you come talk to us, we'll be there. But it was one of the first times that I've ever experienced recognizing one of our Twitter followers, and
it's because I don't have that many followers that I know on Facebook that aren't like porn auto spam or something like that.
You mean Twitter, right?
What did I say?
Facebook.
Oh, I don't have any Facebook friends either.
That'd have been awkward.
No, I delete a lot of Facebook friends.
Yeah. You know, some of the core parts of what we saw merchandise-wise there would have to be the acquisition of the NWA World Television Championship.
Yes.
That was super cool. And Brian has acquired multiple autographs on this title. For example, looking at this awesome belt.
You better ask Brian permission before you touch his belt.
I'm sorry, sir. My apologies. We've got beautiful Bobby Eaton, who apparently, this just in this evening, there was some news that Bobby was missing. Last seen at the Atlanta airport. Now, we had seen him yesterday, and he was in great spirits. We actually met up with the Midnight Express, got a photo op, which was awesome, and for what we saw, he was doing just fine. When we sat down and talked, well, I didn't really sit down, but when we stood and talked with them a little bit, both Bobby and Stan Lane were doing well. Then, of course, through Twitter, we saw Tommy Dreamer's initial tweet where he was asking, saying that Bobby Eaton was missing, last seen at the Atlanta airport, has no cell phone and is confused. He was asking the WWE Universe, even The Rock, specifically, to help get the word out. And also, one of the news stations out in Bobby Eaton's hometown put a report out. Now, according to NWA Legends on Twitter, and I believe that's Greg Price that runs the account, he was found. So thank God for that. We're glad that he's safe. We've not heard any details as far as what has happened. Certainly not trying to do a TMZ thing here. Just kind of the news of what has happened recently. But we're glad he's okay, definitely. Let's see here. Gosh. So, first day stuff. The NWA title belt. We were talking about that. Bobby Eaton, Mike Rotunda, Rick Steiner, Jimmy Valiant, all have signed this title. It's actually very cool. Of course, tomorrow we're hoping to meet up with the one and only Paul Jones. Also,
Arn
Anderson, Tully Blanchard. Goodness, I'm mixing them all up. Nikita Koloff, which ought to be very cool. So many people we're meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. We're going to meet Shane Helms, Velvet Sky, Adam Page, Ricochet, Animal, and Paul Ellering. Goodness. Magnum TA.
Amen.
That's going to be cool. Had a chance to hear the Hall of Heroes speech where they inducted Dusty Rhodes.
Magnum had that significant speech that he has, that accent,
definitely.
And it's like, that's the thing they used to hear, like, warning Ric Flair, don't come to the Coliseum.
You could hear the emotion in his voice. You could hear the emotion in Dusty Rhodes, his wife and daughter, as they were there. It's cool to see him inducted, or to hear him inducted. That was really awesome.
It's very strange, if you will, that it took so long for me to get in the Hall of Heroes.
You would think that I'd be in the Hall of Heroes, years ago. But anyway, it's a late night here, Charlotte, North Kakalaki.
Yeah,
this is, for those who don't know, our sweet Stan here on the corner to corner. Charlotte is like his birthplace, his home away from home that he has never ever visited.
I can tell you honestly, I have never before this event. I had never been to Charlotte, North Carolina. I was born in Camp Lejeune, New Bern, North Carolina. Moved around an awful lot because my dad was in the Marine Corps, but
I just thought they didn't want him.
Well, but I always wanted to come back to, especially come back to North Carolina. But I always have wanted to be in Charlotte, whether it was just a one-time deal or long-term, whatever. But this has been awesome so far. We went to Concord Mills Mall today. We saw Suicide Squad, which was excellent. I'm sure there's some numbskull out there that's going to put a report on how they hated the Suicide Squad, how blah, blah, blah. Half the time when you see these reviews, these people don't even read comic books. So they're not going to understand the story. They're not going to understand the character. And they damn sure aren't going to pay any attention to what it was really all about. I enjoyed it. I thought Margot Robbie was... I like Harley Quinn. I just want to say it like that. I like Harley Quinn.
Well, I will say that was my first experience watching a movie. Well, I won't say first experience. First time in a long time watching a movie in IMAX.
Which was awesome.
So we got to see Suicide Squad today in IMAX 3D at the Concord Mills Mall.
Thanks to the finagling of the one Desire. Oh, and that's another thing about Legends Fest. I'm surprised that this hasn't gone worldwide. Because there are 2 Dr. Desires in his house.
And it makes you wonder who ripped off who. Was it Tom Pritchard that was the original Dr. Desire, or was it Brian Taylor that was the original?
Well, Brian Taylor has been a Dr. Desire since 19...
I mean, it was a letter posted, isn't that right, Brian?
Yes, it was.
WWF Magazine, where Tom Pritchard apparently said there were people ripping him off. Now, Tom, Doctor, Sir, I'm pretty sure our good buddy Brian here may have had it first. I'm just saying. Granted,
well, I will say that we were going to bring it up to you, Dr. Tom, but you weren't here.
That's
you
true. That's
you
true.
left town.
I wonder if there's a coincidence for that. Well, I mean, Tommy Rich was here. Oh, duck.
Hey, Stan.
Yeah.
Tom Pritchard's at the door. Run! No.
I'm out. Bye. I tell you, so much stuff that's just going on, kind of regurgitating, just kind of replay it in my head. Hotspots.com was here. They are here. They've been selling T-shirts and DVDs. Almost said CDs.
DVD.
Replica belts, which is where we got ours.
They had 3. They brought 3 NWA title belts with them. They only had 3 in their inventory. And 2 were bought on the first day. 2.
That's right. That's
of
right.
The 3.
They had a guy go out and buy... No, they had a guy go out and pick up more from their warehouse to bring them over. And they were sold out the following day. We were all getting told that this morning that they were sold out again. We saw Jimmy Jam Garvin this morning. Excuse me, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. He doesn't like Jimmy Jam.
Yeah, we learned that this morning that Jimmy Jam was a gimmick made by the one and only Michael Hayes. And Jimmy Garvin didn't like that too much. But I also say the one thing I liked about Jimmy Garvin is he knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
He's not one of these people that, I mean, he rode the ride as long as he could, or as long as he wanted to, and he had a good time. But he knew that, one, the ride was going to end, and he wanted to end it on his terms, not waiting to be kicked out the door. So he went into the fact that in 1992, before his contract was up, he retired.
Yep.
He had made up the mind that by the time he reached 40 years old, he was going to retire. So then he spent time when he wasn't in the ring working on what he's going to do next.
Yep.
And has since been a very highly successful commercial pilot. So, I mean, that just shows you. If you got your mind set on what you're going to do after you're done in the business, you know, because, I mean, granted, nowadays, I think talent is more set for the future than the old guys. You know, like, there's so much, especially if you get to the top tiers. Like, if you get to the top tiers, then you can make yourself set. You know, you get some of these big paydays, then, you know, you're kind of foolish if you don't have some money lying around when you're done.
Well, that's just it. I mean, a lot of the young talent today gets so much money up front, and then their downside, if they make it to the big time, I guess. Probably want to word that right. But when they do that...
Stan's been big at timing people all the time over here. This whole time he walks by, this kid's like, "Is that Stan from corner to corner?" And Stan's like, "Get away, kid. $10 for an autograph."
Yeah, nobody has said that. I mean, not even people that know us say that. Matter of fact, people that know us would probably be like, "Hey, look, there's Rob. Hey, look, there's Brian. Oh, who's that other guy?" Happens to me all the time. I can tell stories about how many times I've gone out with Rob, for example, and it's like, "Hey, Rob, what's going on?" He hates it when this happens, by the way. Oh man, hey, it was pretty cool seeing all of the different stars sitting down with the fans at the Hall of Heroes thing. We were able, when we got down to the get ready for the Q&A with Bob.
Let's get it correct. Okay, we did not go to the Hall of Heroes dinner.
No,
we have decided that if or when we do this again, we will go to the Hall of Heroes dinner. But I will say this: we took today and we went down. We got some autographs. We did some photo ops.
Mm-hmm.
We walked. We got some merch. And then you know what? We're like, you know what? Let's just take the afternoon to hang out with the guys. We went out. We went to the movies. We had some good time walking around the mall. We got back. Yes, we missed the Hall of Heroes. It would have been a great time because, I mean, there were some good names sitting at tables. I mean, who knew that they were going to have Ricochet sitting at the tables with people? Tessa Blanchard sitting at the table with people.
Rachel Ellering
sitting at the table.
Can I just say that Rachel Ellering and Tessa Blanchard are stunning? I mean, wow. Good looking ladies.
Don't worry, Sonny. He still loves you.
I do, madly so.
You know he wants you. You know he wants you.
So we're at Bill Apter's thing tonight, and she comes in. She's listening to the show in the background, and he asked her to come up because he was telling a story about the championship office wrestling title, the cow title. So he's telling the story, and she's like almost to the stage, and he looks at the DJ. It's like, "Hey, don't you have some music you can play for her?" And of course, they cue up her Sonny WWF theme, to which she rolls her eyes and walks up. She actually took part in a couple shows this past couple days. Tonight with Bill Apter, and then last night with Jim Cornette, who recorded his podcast recorded live. I think that's a thing. For MLW Radio, MLW.com. And that, I believe, was dropping today. Then he announced, of course, Ric Flair, or Vic Flair, who on his show was announcing it as the Jim Corvette Show, which, awesome. All in all, I mean, first couple days has been very enjoyable. I really have enjoyed just the interaction between not just the superstars, the legends that have been here, but also the wrestling fans that we're just talking with. I mean, we've met so many different, all walks of life, I guess is the best way to put it. We saw a gentleman who presented Jim Cornette with that huge poster board, and it had all those photos from the I guess it was a specific event, and he had photos from each and every match and headlines and news articles. where Jim Cornette ultimately ended up signing it, and I think they gave it to him, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
No, he kept it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty cool. I was kind of blown away by the amount of fans that did that sort of thing, especially for Cornette, because he had a lot of people giving him or showing him stuff and bringing stuff for him to sign, like a pair of boots.
Well, see, that's the thing that Brian was talking about, and I'll allow him to elaborate if he wants. But it's known that Cornette is a fan.
Yeah,
he's a fan of the wrestling business. So when he sees something that he likes, when he sees something interesting, he's going to do it. And so, I mean, it's just been a very interesting and very, unique time to just be able to hang with people and listen. Now, are there some people that are going, woo, but hey.
I mean, you don't want to speak ill of anybody if you can help it.
And that's why we're going to stop.
Right.
But
right. We definitely seen some stuff that just makes you raise your eyebrow, I guess the best way you put it. Man.
I saw Coco Beware was here today.
Yes.
British Beefcake was here.
And for the record, Coco did not attack Rob. They shook hands. No, they didn't shake hands. We walked past, though. We didn't.
I didn't pay for the photo op, so. But I will say that also here was Haku.
Yes.
And Warlord and the Barbarian. And if those are not three people that are retired, but when they've got their makeup on, they look like it can still go. I mean, Ming just sitting there, Ming, Haku, whatever you want to remember him by. But like him just sitting there in his polo shirt, just chilling. He looks like he could get up right now and whoop your ass.
I still wouldn't mess with him ever.
But Rick Steiner was there this morning. Saw him.
Yep.
And saw
Mike Rotunda.
Yep, Mike Rotunda was there.
And Rick Steiner's like half of the person he used to be.
That was kind of weird seeing. I mean, I guess just as he gets older, and since he's not at the gym, he's not really bulking up that way. But it is kind of weird seeing some of the smaller guys rather than how big they used to be.
And Brian mentioned one of the television champions.
Yep.
Saw Mike Rotunda this morning, and Brian got an autograph on the television title, and Mike Rotunda asked him, "Do you want me to sign it as Mike Rotunda or IRS?" And Brian was very blatant and just kind of honest with him. And what'd you say? Brian's like, he said, I Mike Rotunda. I really didn't care about that RRS. Got a smile and a chuckle.
Yeah.
And then a fan was trying to explain to me that he and Mike Rotunda were at WrestleMania together, which I thought was a cool thing.
Nice.
So then I was like, wow, were you all there together? Like together. But then the guy went on to explain that Mike Rotunda was in the ring and he was like 7 rows back.
Oh. Well, that's different. Good to know together doesn't mean together.
But,
it's okay to love your wrestling as long as you don't love your
wrestling. I will say that Stan is really sad. He's heartbroken. It doesn't look like the SoCal Val pool party will be going on. And he's upset. He had brought his leopard print banana hammock to pile in the pool with a bunch of dudes. And meanwhile, our room here on the 10th floor has a view of the pool. And if that would go on, there would be photographic evidence posted to Twitter on the Corner to Corner After Hours.
Didn't happen.
The Corner to Corner After Hours Facebook page. But tomorrow is a full day of autographs. Tomorrow's the big day. I know I've got Iron Anderson, Magnum TA, Animal, and Nikita.
Yep.
Brian and Stan both have a full load of people to get autographs for.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow there's the Q&A of Animal Q&A, and then the Magnum TA Q&A, and then bam, right there at the end, it's what?
We've got 2 different...
What? How many?
2.
What?
2.
2.
2 different wrestling events where we will be live in the front row.
How you doing?
Queens of Combat,
How you doing?
and another card that we haven't seen yet.
How you doing?
We saw Chase Owens this evening. I have a feeling he'll be involved. Adam Page, of course. I believe he's wrestling.
Ricochet is here.
Ricochet is here.
On the card is also Tessa Blanchard versus
Rachel Ellering. Another awesome. That's going to be cool. That's going to be really cool. I know the Queens of Combat's... Yeah, Queen's Combat's got Jessica Havoc coming in. Taylor Hendricks is coming in.
Brian Taylor's going to be here.
That's right. He's gonna reintroduce the Intergender Championship. All right, maybe not, but it'd still be kind of cool.
We're going to launch the Mid-Atlantic NWA Legends Fest version of the Cardboard Championship.
That was that, what do they call that, a pregnant pause?
It was dramatic pause.
Oh, man.
Don't make fun of me, boy.
But we wanted to check in with everybody. We're not going to do like a whole long thing tonight. We will do more as we go through. Our apologies for not getting one done last night, but I got to tell you, we were done at 1:30 last night. There was really, we were tired. We've been up since 4.
Don't say tired. Brian and Stan were punch drunk. They were like giggling like it was a sleepover in high school. It's like everything was dark. Everybody's trying to go to sleep.
We had fun picking on Rob. But thanks again for checking us out. Hey, listen, make sure you tell your friends and family and everybody else in between to check out the show on Spreaker.com/user/corner to corner. We're on Twitter at C2C Radio Show, Facebook Corner to Corner Show, corner to corner wrestling.com, corner to corner radio. Corner to corner radio at
What are you talking about?
gmail.com. Where can they find us?
Oh.
Is where it is.
Well, they done stopped listening and all that damn talk. They're
And,
like corner to corner.
corner.
Does he want me to stand in the corner? What the hell?
And corner to corner.
I can't stand in the corner. I'm in the pool.
On Instagram. Rob, where can they find you, sir?
On the 10th floor.
That's a pretty girl over there, Rob.
Where are you looking?
Out at the pool. I'm not looking.
If you're in the pool, run, because Stan's looking out the window.
Hello down there.
What's your favorite team? No.
I think she's a fan of the Yankees.
Who's your favorite little rascal? Spanky. No.
Oh, damn.
Anyway, Rob Hefner, acting guy, or RDHUWP on Twitter. And at Rob Hefner on Facebook.
And then, of course, Brian STRCP21 and Brian Taylor on Facebook. Folks, we will check in with you
How long is that show?
tomorrow.
How long have we been going on?
We're only on for the half hour for the moment.
Oh, okay.
We're going to try to check in sometime tomorrow if time permits. And we will be recording, most likely, on the road home. So we'll be doing that as well. That's it. Thanks for hanging out. Much love. We'll see y'all later. Bye.